by myself. I could get it by myself.
Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is a special edition.
All right, Coach, so this old place not quite done yet. There is playoff football to be played in the East Bay in Oakland, California. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it'll be a great one between the Cleveland Browns and the Oakland Raiders. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Man open, that's Damian Radley. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. From the gun, Mayfield. Now Mayfield lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. He don't know no better. Let's go, let's go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Mike, 53.
They'll set up a throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down.
53 is the mic. He can't hang.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left sideline, incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. His pass caught at the 4. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
Let's get it. Mike 51. Let's go.
They'll set up to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. From 4 yards out, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun. Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room and pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 35.
Here's Jacobs. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He's at the 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. 66 yards. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at a big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. They've had it twice. They punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all. And let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice. So they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Mayfield down. They'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory. with a 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Mike, 53.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Myles Garrett just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jacobs. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
A big play that time for the Raiders, and even 40 yards. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
A big play that time out of Chubb. 62 yards. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. The Browns on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12. To throw, Mayfield. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Give him 7 yards on the carry, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. AFC title game, 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to play.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
2nd and 3. Wide open receiver complete. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here, and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
Back to throw now on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards. What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
Now, these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So 2 thoughts come to mind. 1, get some oxygen. You fill up your lungs a little bit. And number 2, talk to your guys up front. You need a pass rush to help slow them down.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. One more time with Jacobs. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Check it backer, check it backer. Watch twist. Watch twist.
They'll run with Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1 minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines.
That's it, baby. We go punch. 180. Mike 50. All day.
First down.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield caught here by Conley. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Let's go, boys.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
180. 50 to Mike. 50 to Mike. We own it.
A first down throw from Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Let him know, let him know.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And some room to work. The 40, 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Josh Jacobs, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one.
Hey, 133. Kill.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Let's go, boys. Bring it out.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Game situation. Let's go.
They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Mayfield now, 7 of 10 here in this first half. And he's got a 1st and 10. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku, but it'll be second down. Final play of the half, Mayfield. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, one half remains in the battle to see who will take home that Lamar Hunt trophy and represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, time to look ahead to the NFC Championship coming up later today. And it should be a great one as well, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Carolina Panthers. So with that, let's get you right back out for the second half and the right to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, as I'm privileged to hand things back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. And they have made this look easy. I mean, there's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantage isn't all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
All day, every day, any day.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Second down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining.
53.
Looking to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught at the 20. On third down, that is a big-time play for the Raiders. 46 yards.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9.
Brings up third and 2.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys, let's go. Come on, capitalize on this one.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now.
They've got his man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A gain of 37.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Mayfield to throw it. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, 35 yards. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. Well, they've been part of the cream of the crop in the AFC all season. It's becoming more and more evident that they're going to get a shot to play for that Super Bowl title.
The momentum has been building, and you mentioned how well they've played throughout the season. It's all come together for them, and they are really laser-focused on being that team to represent in the Super Bowl.
They have been dominant in this one. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. And they're going to speed things up here.
It's 2 yards down the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 35-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 8. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
They'll drop the throw. A man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They'll set up a throw. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. From 8 yards out, and the Raiders able to extend that advantage. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will bump the lead up to 26. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. We've seen him be good so far. He's hoping to continue that trend here in quarter number 3.
And typically when you see guys running it this well, they see the game in slow motion, don't they? They see the cuts happen. They see the blocks happen. They feel really good about their vision. And then they use their legs to find that open space.
And he's had some good help up front to boot. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Mayfield into a double team, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there at 22. Back now in the East Bay. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They'll look to throw now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Richardson gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front.
Mike, 53. 53, Mike. Hey, defense, let's go. 53 is the Mike.
They'll set up to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine, baby.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Browns offense trotting back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Chris Conley, 63 yards. And the Browns get a score closer. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? and off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says? What? Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Check three, check three, check three. That's it.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it. 53's the mic. 50. Shut up. Shut up.
Now back to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football, because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime.
And this is taken in at the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A big play there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will bump the lead up to 26. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, see if the defense, they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Throwing, Mayfield, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Another incompletion. It's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Oh, leaves him behind on the spin. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Once again, it's Jacobs, and able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. Give them 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10.
Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Browns got it. They did.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, there's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Caught here by Conley. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Chris Conley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will get him one closer. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there. 48 yards. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
First down, Browns.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Mayfield on play action. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. offensively, they've had their way in this. When that pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. One last shot from Mayfield here. Now a desperate. He's got a man. Complete.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
And with this win and an AFC championship, they have reached the most hallowed ground in all of sports.
That means they are the best in their conference. What an incredible feeling for this team to go through the entire season and come out on top and now go to the Super Bowl for the right to be called world champion.